Hey, welcome back to my channel. I am excited about today's video. First, because I'm hoping it's fairly obvious that I have improved some of my equipment so I can improve the quality of my videos, but also because I'm trying to improve by making the videos more organic and more natural and just being myself, which I think is definitely more enjoyable for me to make, probably way more enjoyable for you to watch. Today, talking about, I wanted to contribute to the conversation about what's going on without just being another voice that's saying the same thing. And so I thought I would analogize how America has dealt with systemic racism, which is not very well, and analogize that to dealing with problems in personal and business life. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this up in the tripod and we can get started. So I think now is a good time to go ahead and throw a disclaimer up that there might be some profanity that slips out because I'm going to be just speaking my mind. So apologies in advance if I let anything slip. Got my Breathe shirt on. Okay, so we're back and talking about dealing with problems, specifically dealing with problems better than America has. There's a reason why this country is on fire right now. It's because it has not dealt with this long-standing issue, which is called racism, which is called systemic racism. So it's not a mistake that things are burning right now. For anybody who has issues with the rioting and the looting, yes, it's troubling, but you know what? It's evidence of something is wrong. Something hasn't been dealt with. So I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to talk about dealing with problems in professional life and personal life instead of avoiding them and fucking up like America has done. No matter how well-intentioned we are, the reason why we get stuck in the mud, in the mire sometimes in life, personally, professionally, is because we have a natural built-in tendency to make things seem better than what they are, to sugarcoat things, to tell ourselves that things aren't as bad as what they are. It's a natural tendency to do that. But it's really probably the most unkind thing you could do to yourself, because in the long run, you're just avoiding that discomfort. You're avoiding that pain, and that pain is inevitable. So what you're doing is actually committing yourself to suffering instead of just dealing with that pain. And that is, in the long run, the most unkind thing that you can do to yourself. Think about it in terms of what's going on in the country right now. The unkind thing to do to Black people, the unkind thing to do to minorities was to not address the pain and the suffering that was going on. That was the unkind thing to do. Same kind of thing with dealing with your problems. Don't put yourself through that kind of suffering. Address your problems. Looking at them takes the pain and takes that sting out of it. If you can look at it and start to dissect it and understand it and put some meaning to it and really look at it and shed the light in the dark places, it becomes less scary at that point. If America had taken the time to do that instead of taking this problem that is out now so scary now to people watching it going on, if you had dealt with this before, we wouldn't be here. So do better than America has in your personal life. Do better than America has in your professional life. Look at the sore spots. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable, which only comes with practice. And if I'm checking myself right now, I have to get uncomfortable or be okay with being uncomfortable with the conversation about food and nutrition. That's what's uncomfortable for me. But what you are guaranteed by not dealing with it, but what this country is guaranteed by not dealing with it, is more pain and more suffering. So, instead of unfriending people who don't understand, and instead of reacting to reactionary comments, what I'm hoping for is an opportunity to teach people to the best of my ability, to shed light in areas that they don't want to see. You never really know where seeds are planted. Facts. But planting the seed is a step in the right direction. Okay, to wrap things up quickly, and because I like to end on a solutions-based positive note, 3 tools to make sure you're holding yourself accountable and addressing your problems. Number 1, remember to practice understanding that it's part of self-care. It's self-care to address your problems, to not let them fester. Addressing your problems is being kind to yourself. This country knows nothing about self-care, despite the fact that a lot of money is spent on that industry. This country knows nothing about rehabilitation, healing, or caring for its people. Number 2, lean in Look for the sore spots, look for the weak points. Dealing with those helps to strengthen you, and it only gets easier with practice. And number 3, say it out loud. You know, I always say you're only as sick as your secrets. This country has a lot of secrets, and that's a breeding ground for sickness. Say it out loud, say it to somebody else, run it by somebody to see what level of crazy it's at. And that's all I got. Don't forget to go ahead and hit like and subscribe if you like the content of my channel. Let YouTube know I'm doing a good job. As always, it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you next time.